this time Mario Barrios is going to fight MannyPacquiao in July.
At 46, most boxers are retired and living quietly or working as commentators, but not Manny Pacquiao. The legendary 8-division world champ is once again challenging age and expectations by stepping into the ring for a major comeback fight against rising welterweight contender MarioBarrios. Inside his high-energy training camp, Pacquiao is showing that his speed, discipline, and fighter's heart are still alive. With his focus on redemption and legacy, this new journey means more than a match. It's Pacquiao proving to the world that true greatness never has an end date. Eddie Hearn says Manny Pacquiao still has enough skill, even at his age, to beat many fighters outside the top 15 or 20 in the welterweight rankings. He admits Pacquiao isn't the same because of age and being out of action, but believes his experience and smart ring tactics still make him dangerous. Hearn also says that Pacquiao's return makes good business sense, especially against someone like MarioBarrios, skilled but not on the same level as top fighters like Terence Crawford or Jaron Boots-Ennis. Still, Hearn warns that being away so long could affect Pacquiao's performance, so any comeback needs careful planning.
147, kind of a weird spot right now. We're looking at Manny Pacquiao potentially facing Mario Barrios. What do you think of that fight?
Yeah, I think that, it's a very contentious subject. Like, people moaning about Manny Pacquiao. I think Manny Pacquiao is still good enough to beat most fighters in the top 20 at 147 pounds. He's clearly not the fighter that he once was. You're not going to be at that age. My problem is that he's been inactive for quite a long time. Like, we were talking about fighting him with Conor Benn maybe 6 months ago or a year, and every month or 3 months or 6 months that passes, you do become a lot older. So I guess there's two questions. One is, should he be fighting again? And at the end of the day, if he's good enough to beat everybody outside of the top 20 in the world, then why not? But should he be fighting for the world title? I guess that's another question. In the commercial world of boxing, the answer is yeah, probably. In the ratings world and activity world, the answer is probably not.
Do you think it's strange that he's coming off the couch and getting a title fight like that?
I think when you've achieved what he's achieved, you've always got the right to do things a little bit different to others. And with all due respect, Barrios is not Boots, and Barrios is not Crawford. And that's why we pushed the Conor Benn fight. Conor Benn, like, his best win is against Algieri or Van Heerden. So actually, Pacquiao, he's a step up. People are still complaining at me for mentioning that fight, like Conor Benn is Boots. But he still hasn't had those wins yet.
Manny Pacquiao last fought in August 2021, losing by unanimous decision to Yordenis Ugas. Since then, he's been out of the ring. Promoter Eddie Hearn has pointed out how dangerous long layoffs can be, especially for older fighters. While Pacquiao's return is brave, the demands of top-level boxing at his age are serious. At 46, getting back into peak shape and fighting younger, more active boxers is a tough task. Still, his ring IQ and years of experience may give him an edge. His July 2025 fight with MarioBarrios for the WBC title shows he still wants to be great, but given the challenges of the sport and aging, the outcome is hard to predict. In September 2021, Pacquiao retired to run for president of the Philippines in 2022. At 42, after losing to Ugas, he said leg cramps during the fight were a sign his body was slowing down. Though his love for boxing stayed, he knew it was time to focus on his health and political life. In his farewell, Pacquiao thanked the sport for lifting him out of poverty and helping him inspire others. He said, "It is difficult for me to accept that my time as a boxer is over. Today I am announcing my retirement." His exit ended a 26-year career, where he made history as the only boxer to win titles in 8 different weight classes.
2015, remember that one. Pacquiao is now planning to run for president in his native Philippines this upcoming May. But Shannon, how will you remember Manny as a boxer?
Historically great fighter.
Good for you.
The only fighter to win 8 world titles. I mean, he started out boxing, he was 106 pounds, won a title at I think 112, and went all the way up to
108 first.
went all the way up to 154.
It's impossible. It's just...
I don't believe, I feel very comfortable and said I don't believe we'll ever see that again, Skip.
We'll never see it again.
And it wasn't like he was fighting bums. When you go back and look at Marco Antonio Barrera and Eric Morales and Oscar Larios and De La Hoya and Hatton and Cotto, Margarita Mosley, Timothy Bradley, Mayweather, Skip. I mean, what do you got to say? He was a champion in 4 different decades.
Yep.
Fighter of the year, first ballot Hall of Fame. He's great. He fought everybody.
Stephen A. Smith gave his thoughts on Pacquiao's retirement in a short video, showing deep admiration for the legendary boxer's career. He talked about Pacquiao's amazing achievements, like being an 8-division champion and his huge impact on boxing. Smith praised Pacquiao's ability to inspire fans everywhere, not just with his skills, but also his humble attitude and work outside the ring. Now, Pacquiao is returning to the sport at age 46, facing WBC welterweight champ MarioBarrios in July 2025. It's his first fight since losing to Yordenis Ugas in 2021, even after 4 years away. He hopes to add another title to his legendary career. The fight is set for July 19, 2025, at the T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas if his Senate re-election in the Philippines on May 12th goes smoothly. Barrios, 29, has a record of 29 wins to losses and 1 draw, with 18 knockouts. He became interim champion after beating Ugas in 2023 and was made full WBC champ in 2024 when Terence Crawford moved up in weight. Barrios defended his title with a split draw against Abel Ramos in November 2024. Pacquiao's return has drawn mixed reactions. Some fans are thrilled, while others worry he's been away too long to compete at a high level. WBC President Mauricio Suleiman defended the decision to give Pacquiao a title shot, saying the WBC allows former champions to ask for one when they come out of retirement. This fight means more than just a belt. It's about Pacquiao's legacy. Known for his tough fighting style and ability to overcome challenges, his return could show how dedicated he still is to boxing, even while balancing a political career. A win would make him the oldest welterweight champ in history, cementing his place among boxing's greatest.
In a world title fight against the WBC welterweight champion MarioBarrios. Date yet to be confirmed, venue yet to be confirmed, but it looks like it will be in July and in Las Vegas. Yeah, massive news announced yesterday by the WBC president, and you know, it was so out of left field. You know, Pacquiao hasn't fought professionally since 2021. That was 4 years ago. He was 41 at the time, and of course he lost to Yordenis Ugas, the very, very tricky Cuban fighter. Convincingly lost to Yordenis Ugas, and in that fight 4 years ago, as I say,
trainer Greg Hackett didn't sugarcoat his opinion on Manny Pacquiao's comeback against MarioBarrios. Hackett said that if this fight happened years ago, Pacquiao would have easily dominated. But now, things are different. He pointed out that this version of Pacquiao is no longer the same explosive fighter fans remember. At 45, the Filipino legend isn't expected to have the same speed, stamina, or sharp instincts. Hackett called the fight more of a money-making event than a real clash between the top athletes. In his view, it's more of a show than a serious contest.
Sound like Pacquiao trying to hit a lick, you know what I mean? But Pacquiao not Pacquiao anymore. It's tough to go against him in this situation, because if it was some years ago, Pacquiao would beat Barrios. But right now, Barrios, with his momentum, might go around and beat Pacquiao. I mean, not knock him out, but you know what I mean, beat him on the cards, beat him behind that jab.
Similar to like Ugas, the Ugas fight?
Yeah, like shit like that. It's a good fight, but it's more of a good fight for Barrios. Pacquiao don't need it, but Pacquiao want to come back, and he want to come back with a bang, so I mean, why not? If he can make it happen, make it happen. Because I would love, if Barrios was my fighter, I would love to have a Pacquiao on the record. I mean, I would love something like that. And that's a fight you know you got to get ready for.
The Filipino boxing legend is preparing to face WBC welterweight champ Mario Barrios in July, his first official fight since August 2021. WBC President Mauricio Suleiman confirmed the match, calling it an exciting event in an interview with Boxing King Media. For fans around the world, it's a big deal to see one of boxing's legends back under the spotlight. Pacquiao last fought in a loss to Yordenis Ugas, then retired to focus on his political goals, including a 2020 to run for president of the Philippines. During his time away, he stayed busy with public service and charity work, while rumors of a return kept swirling. His upcoming bout is now official. Barrios is a strong and skilled boxer who now holds the green and gold WBC belt for Pacquiao. This fight isn't just a return, it's a shot at making more history. If he wins, he'd become the oldest welterweight champion ever. That possibility has sparked talk about whether top fighters can beat the clock and keep performing at a high level. Some say the physical toll might be too much, while others believe Pacquiao's smarts, experience, and training make him dangerous again. No matter the result, his return is already a major story in boxing, bringing excitement to his worldwide fans and adding a fresh chapter to his iconic legacy. There's even buzz that this isn't just a comeback, it might be a calculated move toward one last massive fight. Rumors suggest that if Pacquiao beats Barrios and wins the WBC belt, he could target Gervonta Tank Davis, one of today's biggest stars. A match between the legendary Pacquiao and the powerful, undefeated Davis would be a huge pay-per-view draw, with fans around the world tuning in. That's why some believe Barrios was picked as a beatable opponent, tough, but not unbeatable. Pacquiao's team might see him as the right challenge to prove the comeback is real. A win here could set up a perfect story for a final, high-stakes showdown. If the rumors are true, Pacquiao's return isn't just about the present, it could lead to one last massive fight.
So basically, your interpretation is that the boxing public is upset because they believe Pacquiao's going to beat Barrios, which is going to lead to a Tank Pacquiao fight?
Yes, look around. Look in the Discord. That's what everybody, Pac and Tank, that's being set up.
Oh,
Tank
so,
and Pac.
okay, so they saying Barrios is the setup for Tank and Pac. I didn't see that, but your argument makes sense. If he beats Barrios, there's nothing wrong with him fighting Tank. But the issue is he don't deserve the Barrios fight off of 3 years off and a loss to Ugas.
And that's Crimea River, man. That's what boxing is. But longer deserve a Canelo fight.
Pacquiao's fans and critics are reacting strongly to his comeback. Supporters say his return shows his never-give-up attitude and strong love for boxing. They believe his skill, speed, and experience still make him dangerous in the ring. But others are doubtful, pointing out that he's older and not as active. They worry his comeback is more about money and fame than proving something in boxing. These opinions show how divided the boxing world is about legends making a comeback. For some, it's inspiring to see a hero return. For others, it's a risky move that might damage the fighter's legacy. Pacquiao's fight against Barrios has sparked strong emotions and debate in the boxing community. His fans are excited and believe this return is a moment of greatness. On the other hand, critics say he should have stayed retired, worried about his age, health, and how a loss might affect his name. This divide highlights a bigger question in sports. Should legends walk away at the top, or should they keep fighting as long as they can?
He also has a case for greatest fighter, pound for pound, who ever lived. Think about, by the way, I don't think he wins that argument. Sugar Ray Robinson is safely ensconced in that position. But Henry Armstrong, Muhammad Ali, Harry Greb, Sam Langford, Floyd Mayweather, Pernell Whitaker, whoever else you want to mention, put Pacquiao's resume up to those guys.
Some fans are thrilled to see Manny Pacquiao fight again, calling it a gift to boxing. They talk about how he inspired millions with his fast hands, brave heart, and humble nature. To them, this comeback brings back memories of great fights and shows his love for the sport. They believe Pacquiao isn't done yet, even at 46. They think he can still shine. But not everyone agrees. Some boxing experts say the sport is too dangerous for someone Pacquiao's age, no matter how skilled he is. They argue that boxing is unforgiving, and one bad night could lead to serious injuries or ruin a great legacy. These critics feel that the risk is too high, and that Pacquiao has already proven everything he needs to. For them, his return seems like a gamble. Still, others see this as his right if he feels strong and focused. Why not let him fight? The passion of fans on both sides shows how much Pacquiao still matters to the world of boxing.
Had a way of ranking baseball players that I came across as a kid and thought, that's really smart. You have to rank them at their best, and and then also over the course of their careers. Because when you have that argument, are you talking about who accomplished the most, or what heights did they reach? What peak did they reach? Take either for Pacquiao. Take his peak. Was it at 140 pounds when he obliterated Ricky Hatton, Miguel Cotto, and then Oscar De La Hoya, though that was at 147? Was that Pacquiao's peak? Because remember, that's when the Mayweather-Pacquiao hype actually reached fever pitch. Oh my God, these are two of the best fighters we've ever seen, and they're both in their primes.
Whether Pacquiao's comeback turns out to be a triumph or a misstep, there's no denying the impact he's had on the sport. His return at 46 reminds everyone of the heart and courage that made him a global boxing icon. If he beats Mario Barrios, he'll become the oldest welterweight champion ever a title. That would add one more incredible chapter to his already historic career. But even if he loses, Pacquiao has already achieved more than most fighters dream of. The risk he's taking now shows the same bold spirit that made him famous in the first place. This comeback isn't just about belts or money, it's about one man's will to keep going, no matter the odds. The fight with Barrios may be his last big test, or it may open the door for more legendary moments. Either way, Manny Pacquiao's name will remain etched in the sport's history. Win or lose, his legacy is already set in stone.
Thank you to Manny Pacquiao. Unbelievable career that we may never have a career like that again. I want you to take with you, when it comes to Manny Pacquiao, is moments. By taking themselves out of a comfort zone, challenging themselves. And Manny Pacquiao is a dinosaur when it last of a dying breed. We're not going to see too many fighters like this ever again. And Pacquiao is going to be the type of fighter that we tell our kids about. Pacquiao has 20 wins, greater than some of your favorite fighters' best win. Manny Pacquiao has 3 Hall of Fame careers in one, winning legit titles in 8 different weight classes. Pacquiao's legacy will age better and better and better. Times go on and on and on. A fighter like Floyd Mayweather, I think his legacy will diminish a little bit. Salute to Manny Pacquiao, one of the greatest of all time.